What if somebody is new to LinkedIn? Where would you advise them to start?
Okay. Well, actually, that dovetails right into something that I wanted to do to show folks as well. I'll show you something of mine, and I'll show you something of a friends of mine. Okay, because as I said, I can't do this all alone. If they're brand new to LinkedIn, I think one of the first things that you should try to do, this works even if you're not new to LinkedIn, because I find so many times that people again, don't know what they don't know. So they don't understand some of the capabilities that LinkedIn can do, some of the things that you could actually enhance your profile. Okay, so completing your profile is extremely important, but enhancing it and optimizing it is even more so important. And utilizing LinkedIn as a tool is definitely what we're working for here. So again, I'll share my screen and show you something that I'm talking about. It's actually in my featured section. It's not mine. It is something that that this lady, I mentioned her before, from Nova Scotia, a lady by the name of Shelly Alsliger. She and I have been connected for about 5 or 6 years now, and she allows me to share this as her resource in every single one of my seminars that I want to. Okay, she's just given me carte blanche to be able to do this. So if you go to my profile, go to my featured section, okay. And as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do while I'm thinking about it, okay, is I will do this. I will actually drop. That's actually something that's kind of new, is that whether you knew it or not, every single one of your sections now can have its own URL on a browser. So I could highlight my skills section. I could highlight my education section. Every single one of those has a different link. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take right now and I'm going to go to the chat and I am going to drop a link to my featured section. In the chat. So you can get to it whenever you want to. But you can always go to my profile, find my featured section, okay? And then once you get to my featured section, use this right arrow over here to scroll just a little bit to the right, and you will see this, which is Shelly Elsliger's assessment of whether you're simply on LinkedIn or you are truly LinkedIn, okay? And this is actually an assessment of 200 yes or no questions. It's a document upload that she's done many, many times, and I've actually featured this. As you can see, it's a document upload. It's a PDF. If you click on this, you will be able to see what the PDF looks like. These are also sometimes called sliders on LinkedIn. A document post is a slider because this slides. That's why they call it a slider. Okay. Now you can look at it this way if you want to, but I want you to understand that you can also download this. You can download this, and she allows anybody who wants to download it. I allow anybody who wants to download it. Looking at it this way, especially if you do this on a browser, do this on a desktop machine, go to this, okay? First of all, when you're looking at this is a little small. I mean, even on a monitor, this is a little dinky because here are the first 10 questions, okay? If you want to see it larger, you can see it larger by going down to the lower right-hand corner and see this little bracket down here. That is a full screen icon. So click on that full screen icon. And once you do that, it's much bigger, okay? Now, once you've done that, up in the upper right-hand corner, also look for that little icon, which is a down arrow into a bracket, and that is download. So you can actually click this, tell it that you want to download it, and it will actually download it to wherever you want to save it. It's actually going through a scan right now to scan it for viruses, okay, in terms of what would be there. But as soon as that's done, it will actually allow it to be downloaded. And I can click the download button and it will go wherever I want it. Yeah, it says ready to download. So now all I have to do is click the download button. Everybody with me on that? Now, the reason I tell you to do this is because these are 200 yes or no questions. Do you have a customized background photo connecting you to industry, business, or interest or specialty? If the answer is yes, you're good. If the answer is not no, you should consider doing something that will change that. That's about the background photo. That's about that background banner, okay? That I talked about before. Do you have a tagline? That's basically your professional headline. Is it your unique value proposition? Has your about section started with an enticing 2-line opener, okay, that will get people to click the hit more button, hit the see more button? Have you marketed your top 3 skills? Have you put the top 3 skills strategically at the top of the list? Okay, have you customized your URL on LinkedIn, your actual link to LinkedIn? All of these kinds of things. Okay, this is 200 questions of this. Now, I guarantee you when you go through you're not going to know what some of this even means. Okay, but that's okay because that's what LinkedIn Help is for, or that's what the guru is for. Okay, you can ask someone else, what does it mean when I'm talking about a profile story that authentically speaks to readers and not copy and paste in my resume? Okay, what does that really mean? Okay, so you can easily go through this process and slide through here and do it offline at your leisures. That way you're not trying to do it online and come back to where you were before, because once you download it, of course, you can print it. Okay? Okay, now let me refresh this. Everybody see my screen again, right? Okay, so now we're still on my, so if you're new to LinkedIn, that's, I think, one of the things that I would highly recommend that you do over time is take that assessment, do a yes or no, ask people more questions about what does that mean, okay, and figure out what you'd like to change, because she gives you a way of actually grading yourself when you're done there. So you can see whether or not you need a lot of improvement, a little improvement, or you're good to go. Now, in terms of just starting out, I like to use this one, okay? I just did this in a newsletter not too long ago. So I'm going to bring up my newsletter, okay? And I'm going to, I'll put a link to this, as a matter of fact. This will be a list of newsletters. So I'll copy this and put this in a chat, okay? There's a link to my newsletters, okay? And what I want you to do is go there and scroll down. You can, please utilize any of these that you want. But what I want you to do is scroll down just a little ways as well, because a couple of months ago, I said, be effective on LinkedIn by the numbers. So this talks to what you should have in terms of your profile and focuses on your profile to begin with, because it all starts and continues and ends with your profile. Because if you haven't got the right things on your profile, you're not going to be found. If you're not going to get found, you're not going to get a job. And if you're not going to get, if you're not going to get found, you're not going to get to that next person you wanted to talk to. So this is basically 5 different things in here that will show you at least a way that you can get a really good start on optimizing your profile, putting the right stuff on your profile. It even shows you what LinkedIn considers to be a complete profile, okay, and how you get to that complete profile. Because if you're not being called an all-star on LinkedIn, you are way behind the curve and you got some work to do. You got some explaining to do, Lucy, okay? Okay, because you're not going to get found if you don't have a complete profile. So this will help you do that, okay? So I won't open it up, but there it is. So that dovetailed really well into what I wanted to do, Marsha, which was show Shelly's stuff in the first place. Because all of this stuff is available for free. It's all out there. You scroll down here far enough, and hopefully you'll find something that you can use. Here's how to be active on LinkedIn. Here's how to do Boolean searching on LinkedIn, which saves you, by the way. Boolean searching saves you, especially if you've got a free account. If you've got a free account, you may have run into something that LinkedIn calls the commercial search limit. Well, this will help you get around that and not have to pay for LinkedIn, but help you do searches more effectively in the first place, okay, etc. This is how to do use a couple of external tools. And I'm not talking about the automated tools that I talked about before. The 2 tools that I mentioned in here as an example are Canva and Google Trends. And believe me, they're both important to your profile, because Canva will help you get graphically oriented on LinkedIn as an example. So enough about that. That's enough. You want to talk about profile video? Okay. Is anybody asked about that one? That's a big differentiator. I think that's a good one. Okay, so it's new, sort of. It's new because it's now called profile video. It used to be called cover story. I don't know whether folks have heard of a cover story. You'll know if someone has a cover story because if you go to someone like Jillian's profile, watch what happens to her profile picture. It changes. There's a video behind her actual profile photo, and that's why they call it a profile video. Okay, so to see Jillian's profile video, all you have to do is click on it, and it will bring it up.
Checking out my
She
LinkedIn
starts
profile.
talking to you.
I'm a video marketing coach, and what that
Can you hear that? Probably
means,
not.
I can help you with your LinkedIn video. So whether you need help getting over the fear of being on camera, figuring out what to say when the camera is on, or all the techie stuff that's involved with video.
Okay, so that's like a 30-second speech there online. And a lot of people use that as a talking head. By a talking head, I mean it's them talking to the camera, okay? Your head talking to the camera. That's fine. It's good if you could use it that way. I'll show you how you could. The problem with this one is that this is one that is kind of focused on mobile. Not really, but it's focused on mobile because the only place you can upload or create one is on your phone or tablet. It is not even available from the desktop. I can't edit my profile and get there on this one. I can, if I look at mine, I'll show you what mine looks like, okay? If I look at mine and I go to my profile and I click on it, all I can do here instead of, okay, I can view or edit my profile. I can view my profile video, but I can't edit it. I also cannot create one here, okay? Now, I want to show you an alternative here. Some folks are not comfortable with themselves being up on camera and doing a video. You know, it's in today's day and age, you ought to start to try to get more comfortable with it because, again, video is becoming a big part of LinkedIn as well. But if you're not comfortable, I'm not comfortable having my face in front of everybody every time they go to my profile and being a video like that as well. So what I did was I actually went to Jillian and I said, Jillian, I'd like to create a profile video. Can you help me create one that is graphically oriented, but not me, not just me doing my thing, okay? So this is what Jillian and I came up with. All right, one more thing. Namaste. There. Okay. So yes, there was a little piece of me in there, but that was just the end of it. And that was just me doing my normal thing, which is, of course, the LinkedIn guru says namaste and thank you a great deal. Okay, I'll be saying it again at the end of this. So that got created externally, and then I uploaded it from my phone. Now, let me show you how you'll know where you can start and go to get to the right place. And I should be able to do this. Yep, I can. Okay. Okay. On your phone, by the way, you're actually looking at my Android phone, and you might notice that I'm a Star Trek nut here too. Spock said, behind the scenes. And you go to LinkedIn and you go to your profile on the mobile app in order to do this. If you can, okay, so now this is LinkedIn. I opened up LinkedIn. What you're seeing is my profile feed, okay? I got to go to my profile by clicking on my picture and clicking here, and it will now bring up my profile. Now, what you will want to look for is right here, okay? This is different. If I clicked it on my phone, on my desktop, all I could do was view my profile video. If I click it here, what I can do is view or edit my profile video. So if I view or edit it, it will bring it up, okay? It's going through the process of going through it, but one of the options will be editing it, which, by the way, I can delete it here. Editing it, one of the options will be for you to upload your video. So once you've got your 30 seconds worth of video, or you can record it here and then upload it. So it's a process that you can only do on your phone, but you can create your own video here, upload that so that anyone who comes to your, and by the way, you can do it as many times as you want to and get it right before you upload it. That's the whole point. So get it right so that you can upload it and then go through the process. And in essence, okay. So in essence, you will be able to upload that video here through your phone, through your mobile app, and then when someone comes to it on your desktop or otherwise, it will be there for people to see. So it's really a great place as an example to do your 30-second speech. Okay, if you want to do a 30-second intro, that's really a good thing to do. You can do a half minute to win it by putting that up on your profile, and that definitely, honest to goodness, will differentiate you. Because I can almost tell you that probably out of all the people that are on this call, maybe only one or two of us actually have a profile video. As a matter of fact, I don't even think I know Ian does not have one. Okay, yet, as an example. I'm sorry I picked on you, Ian, but as an enhancement to your profile, that might be something that you want to consider enhancing. Is putting a video up there on your profile.
Linnea asked, what program did you create that video in?
It is actually the LinkedIn app that allows you to create it. You can record. Your phone is actually the program, because the phone has the capability to actually record you through the video. So you'd actually press the record button inside of that LinkedIn where I just was. Okay, you would actually press the record button. Excuse me. You'd actually press the record button.
Right, but you've got graphics in there. You've got more than a recording.
Yes, but again, Jillian helped me with that. Okay, she generated that video by combining my recording and the graphics and so she created all of those kind of things. I may have shipped her a couple of those graphics myself because I said, here, include this one. Make sure you include, etc. So it's an easy way to do that. And she took that. Actually, she created. It was actually created. Honestly, Marcia, it was created from a 2-minute video that she sliced and diced and took 30 seconds out of. Okay, so she created me a 2-minute video, then she created me the profile video from that one.
So did you create the 2-minute video, and did you use more than just phone software?
Yeah, I have that 2-minute video on my profile as well. Because if you go to my profile.
Do you create that one yourself?
No, I got Jillian to create that one myself
okay.
as well. It depends on how comfortable you are with video, okay? Or you know someone who can help you create it. Okay, I mean, if you're comfortable with doing video of yourself through your phone or tablet, go for it. But my 2-minute video is also in my 2-minute intro video is. There was a link to it in when I put in the chat earlier. But my 2-minute intro video is actually here in all the featured items. It's just down there. It is right there. That's my 2-minute video. So it's going to sound and look similar, but I won't bore you with it. But that's because I put that there as well, because again, I want to feature that for people who come to my profile. I want them to see the possibility of figuring out who I am. It's just another way of figuring out who I am and whether or not they'd like to network with me. Speaking of which, here's something that's slightly new as well. Has to do with networking, and that's what brought it to mind, and also related to my profile. Again, folks sometimes think I'm standoffish because I have a follow button instead of a connect button. That doesn't mean I don't want to connect with people. I do, but I'd rather talk with people first, which is why I have the follow first. But here's the other thing that I want to tell you, and I've gotten in the habit of doing this in every single one of the sessions, and this is I do it at the end of the session, because of the fact that I'm rewarding the people who stayed for the whole thing. Okay. The reward is, okay, that look, I may be the LinkedIn guru. You may not think that I want to connect with you, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to help you. I do. Okay. So this you could do on your profile if you want to as well. You can look this up. I have a profile that is called an open profile. Now, what that means is that I'm open to allowing anyone who wants to come to my profile and click the message button. I am allowing them to ship me a direct message. You do not have to be connected to me to send me a direct message. So if you'd like to converse with me afterwards, all you have to do is go to my profile and click the message button, and it will allow you to send that message, and then I will respond and we'll start the conversation. If you've got questions afterwards, I can answer your questions. But please do me one small favor. Actually, try to look it up in the help before you ask me, okay? Because I might be the LinkedIn guru, but I'm not open 24/7, 365. Okay, so at least do that for me. But again, that's a part of the process. You can open up your profile so that anybody can message you as well, which is a very open attitude and a really good way of finding and being open to new opportunities.
And
Okay,
can you
because
do that without being a paid
I
subscriber?
believe you can. I believe you
Can you show us how?
Okay. Yeah, I don't. I wish you hadn't said it. All right, I'll try. I'll try. I'm not exactly sure where it is. It is in the settings and privacy. Okay. And I can't. This is one that
Communications.
is a
Try
little difficult for
communications.
me to remember. I think it's under communications.
Communications, that makes sense. People who can reach you. Messages. Allow select people to message you.
That's it. Open profile. Perfect. We did find it. That wasn't too bad. Okay.
Okay.
So literally, so what I did was go to settings and settings and privacy. Okay. I clicked on communications, who can reach you. Okay. And then under messages, you can change this to be enable people message request notifications. Say so. You want to be notified when somebody that says you want to be notified. Okay,
Yes.
allow others to send you email, yes, and allow open profile messages is also another one as well.
So
They
how
don't
is
make
an
it-
open profile message different than an in-mail?
In-mail is a paid option.
Right.
Open profile is not.
Right. So,
That's the major difference.
so open profile means anybody can send you a message
That is correct.
and they don't get dinged. They don't
Whether
get,
or
it
not
doesn't
they've
get
been paid
blocked
for-
if you
yeah,
don't
whether or not
receive
they're
it.
paid for it or not
Okay.
paid for it or not. Exactly.
Okay.
And the only one I didn't allow is LinkedIn partners to
Sponsored.
send me sponsored messages.
Gotcha.
No, thank
Okay.
you. No advertising. Yep. Exactly.
All right. One of the questions we've got here is, could you address, you've done some of it, but is there anything else in terms of etiquette on LinkedIn that we should know?
Well, my philosophy on, okay, so here's, I've said it to a certain degree before. I make networking not about me, okay? And so I use LinkedIn in that fashion. If you consider, and I give credit to a gentleman that I went to a presentation a long time ago here, a local friend of mine in Columbus, Ohio. He actually did a presentation that took the letters of network, N-E-T-W-O-R-K, and he put something, he made it an acronym and put something for each one of them. I'm not going to go through them all. Please don't think, I'm not going to give his full presentation, but I am going to concentrate on the first one because the first one is the one that's most important. Networking. The N in networking stands for never stop giving. So that's the etiquette I want you to have on LinkedIn. I want you to go into it with a giving heart. I want you to give without necessarily the expectation of receiving anything in return. Because of the fact that that has helped me be, that is a part of my brand, okay, in essence. It's because, you know, what you said earlier, Marcia, I mean, it's really true. I've never been paid to do this kind of stuff. Now, I do make a joke about it every once in a while. I get paid in coffee, conversation, and occasionally chocolate, okay? Boom, boom, rim shot. And, oh, by the way, Chardonnay is a really good seed. So anyway, but I think the etiquette that you should take out here is that Shelley is like this as well. Shelley is the queen of reciprocity. She actually gives without ever being worried about getting anything reciprocally. Okay, so that's the biggest piece of etiquette that I could ever tell you. Okay, the other one that I talked about a little bit before is make it about your audience, not about you. Okay, it's and overall, honestly, come back to, and you know, we should all live this way, in my humble opinion anyway, the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You know, it just works. It really does. I'll tell you why it works, and it has nothing to do with LinkedIn. It works in all kinds of walks of life and avenues of life. Anybody ever heard of the guy by the name of Bob Berg? Bob Berg and another guy that I can never remember to give proper credit. I apologize to him every time. Bob Berg and another gentleman wrote a book called The Go-Giver. If you're going to read a book that is a self-help book about how to be successful, period, okay, on LinkedIn or anywhere else, okay, read The Go-Giver. because it talks about giving an attitude of giving first and the process of, and it proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that if you give first, you get tenfold back what you gave. And I'm proof of that as well. I get back 10 times what I give on LinkedIn every single day, because all of those people come to me because they want to converse with me. All of those people, come to me because they want advice. They seek my advice because they end up, and I know this one is part of that process as well. You've heard it here before. You may not have heard Bob Berg, but you've heard this, because they know, like, and trust you. That's what you need to build on LinkedIn. So from an etiquette standpoint, don't make it about the numbers. Don't make it about you. Make it about your audience. Make it about providing value. Here's another quote for you from a guy from New Zealand I love as well. Add value, not noise. Okay, that's another piece of etiquette. That's a really good way to use LinkedIn. Here's one more for you. Build a network, not a database. Okay. That's a really good one as well, because that's a piece of etiquette. These things always ring true for me. And occasionally you're gonna, if you read one of my articles, you're gonna hear, I put the letters LinkedIn, LINK, et cetera. I put them to an acronym as well. And that's in one of my newsletters that says, this is the way you should use LinkedIn. This is the approach to LinkedIn. Okay. So you want an etiquette piece there, just take the letters of LinkedIn and go read what I said about them.
All right. Awesome. All right, here's a question. Without doing a download or something within LinkedIn, is it possible to see your connections in the order of when you connected with the oldest first?
Yes, but okay. If you go to my network, you can get to your connections right here by just clicking on this number. Okay. Now, it's not so bad for me because I only have 600. And if you don't have a lot, when you click on this, they will be in reverse order chronologically. Okay. So if I wanted to see who I connected with first, I could scroll down and get to that first person. But if I had to do that for 1,000 or 3,000 people, that's why it's not really as convenient as possible.
So the order it shows them in is most recently acquired.
Absolutely. When I click here, this is my most recent connection 1 week ago, then 1 month ago, then 1 month ago, then 1 month ago, then 2 months ago. Then you see what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if I wanted to get to the bottom of this, what I'd have to do is wait, I'm not going to make you do it, but I'd have to click show more results enough to get to the bottom of who I'd actually connected with. Okay, so it is in reverse order. The easiest way, in my estimation, to do that would, yes, be to go ahead and do the download of your data archive and then look at your connections file, because that way, if you look at your connections file, you can actually order it because it's an Excel file that you can then do a sort of. Okay, so you can manipulate it a lot more easily offline than you could here online. But yeah, that's the way it shows them to you. But
so there's no way to reorder it within LinkedIn.
Nope.
Okay. We can look on LinkedIn and see what date we connected with someone. We used to be able to have a notes section where we could put more information there about that person, and that's gone, correct? Is there any other way to keep notes on what we know about people when we connect to them?
Not within LinkedIn.
Okay.
And that's not quite true. If you actually were to buy the most expensive package, which is something like $200 a month, okay, yes, then you can keep notes. So if you want to pay enough for LinkedIn, yes, you could do that. But in what I've done since this notes disappeared, that was something that I really liked. You could actually categorize people, and you could put notes about a person, and only you saw those notes when you went to their profile. That's all gone. But what I've done instead now is used an offline tool to allow me to keep track of that as well. So if I've got a person on LinkedIn, I put the person in my contact information, contact software, someplace else anyway. Could be Google Contacts, could be Outlook, okay, et cetera, whatever happens. But I keep notes about people in that context instead of here on LinkedIn, because I have to, because I can't keep them any other way.
Can you address groups and Does posting in groups have the same power as posting in the main LinkedIn homepage? What's the power of groups?
The power of groups is their focus. Joining a group that is about a particular topic will focus all of the conversations about that topic. Okay, so groups are a great way to do that. I have a group on LinkedIn. It's called LinkedIn Tips for all levels of experience. Okay, so if people want to talk about LinkedIn tips and share LinkedIn tips, that's why they come to my group. Okay, so your group is a group of affinity. Okay, affinity groups. Okay, your group of Career Actions Ministry is a group of people who are part of the Career Actions Ministry, or clients, if you will, or participants. Okay, so that they can talk about things that are job related and related to Career Actions Ministry. So that's the power of a group. Now, unfortunately, let me tell you this about groups. Okay, groups are getting better, but it's a long road back, because groups kind of became a ghost town because groups became known for nothing but spam. And that's why a lot of people stopped using them. That's why a lot of people, now my group, here's the thing about groups. A group is no better than the topic, and even worse, no better than the manager of the group who controls that topic. My group is run with what I will call an iron fist. Hopefully it's a gloved iron fist, but it is an iron fist, because if you want to talk about spam, or you want to talk about selling something for a price, don't even bother to join my group. That's not what my group is about. My group is about tips for LinkedIn. You want to share those? Come on down. Okay. So it's no better than, so posting in a group is a good way to have a conversation that is focused on an audience. But unfortunately, that posting on a group, the maximum capability of seeing something on a group is only going to be the total number of members in the group. So when you post something in the main feed, your possible, now believe me, don't think you're ever going to get here, but your possible number of people who will see it is 815 million. Okay, you post on a group, and your possible number of people that may see it is the total number of people in the group, 1,000 to 2,000. And again, it doesn't advertise any of this kind of stuff. So it's a matter of whether or not people pay attention, either way. Now, by the way, this is kind of new to groups. So let me talk about this for a second. There's something that, if you're a member of any group, I want you to know this. This is not new necessarily, but it's probably new to you, because if you're really interested in a group and you want to make sure you hear what is posted inside of a group, here's another bell that I got for you. Okay, I talked about the bell as far as a person's profile. Inside of every group, there's a bell as well. You go to the group and you click this bell up at the very top. This will then allow you to tell LinkedIn whether or not you'd like to see posts from this group always, sometimes, or never. Because if you're in a group and you click no new posts, you're never going to hear from that group. And by the way, all new posts is not necessarily the default. So I recommend you go to the groups that you're particularly interested in, click on that bell, and make sure that it says all new posts, and then save it, because that will actually notify you that a new post has happened in that group. So you get where I'm coming from. So this is my group. Okay, my group has a total of 2,428 members. Okay. I monitor this group on a daily basis. I monitor to make sure, when someone joins this group, every single new person, whether I'm connected to them or not. And by the way, here's another piece of power as far as a group is concerned. You can direct message anybody inside of a group as well and not be connected to them either. So that's another nice one. Okay. When someone joins my group, whether I'm connected with them or not, I send them a welcome to the group message that says, here's welcome to the group. Love to have you. And by the way, here are the rules of the group. Okay, so I lead with the rules. Okay, and when they actually acknowledge the fact that they got the rules, I send them another little tip. Okay, which is, by the way, groups are also kind of powerful because you can search for particular things inside of a group, just inside of the group. This says search for posts in this group. So if I wanted to actually search for something that said SSI, I don't even know if there is anything out here or not. I can type in the word SSI inside my group and search for posts in this group about SSI, and oh, lo and behold, there's at least one post, okay, about SSI inside my group. So there's the conversation. So that's another piece of power from a group standpoint as well, because you can actually go inside of a group, focused on a topic, and then even get more focused by looking for something else inside of the group itself.
So Ian asks, if you post in your feed, but you tag a group, will that limit the viewership to the group? You still get it to LinkedIn as a whole? Will people in the group see it particularly?
No, but it's a mention. Okay, it's really just a mention. Starting a post and I can't really, if you're talking about tagging by doing @, okay. Here's the thing about groups. I don't think. Yeah. See. I'm trying to use an @ and typing in the name of my group, and it's not going to find the group. So the only way that I can tag a group inside of a post is to go to the group, grab the URL, the link, and then put the link in here. Okay?
So Ian, maybe do you do it as a hashtag C6?
Well, hashtag's different than a group.
Yeah.
Hashtag is almost
C6
just
Connect.
a category of content. But okay, so no, I can't even tag a group. You can tag people or you can tag companies. Okay, so I can tag Marcia. Okay, so that would tag Marcia inside of my post. I can tag a company like Cardinal Health. That's a company. Okay, etc. And by the way, that doesn't diminish. All it does. Tagging a company just gives people a link to the company. It's not going to notify that company that you tagged. Okay, tagging a person will actually notify the person that you tagged. So that that would tell them that I want you to look at this post because I want your feedback. I want your input to this post and mentioning somebody.
So C6 Connect is an organization that has its own LinkedIn page, and so that's how it works. Maybe.
There we go. Yep. See, there's a company. I can tag C6 Connect.
Yep.
But a group cannot be tagged. A group can be linked.
So it's not tagging the group, it's tagging the page.
Yeah, it's actually tagging your company page.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, in that case.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we've got a few minutes left. Anybody have final questions or feel like your questions were not fully addressed?
I'm sure there are questions that I didn't address.
Both the Q&A section and the talk initially, which was another Q&A session largely, will be recorded in our LinkedIn group, the Career Actions Ministry LinkedIn group. I'll put a new link into that in the chat in just a moment. Other questions that people want to bring up?
I guess from the standpoint of to wrap things, to tie a bow on all of this kind of thing.
Yes, awesome.
Okay. You said it, I can't stress enough how many new opportunities I've gotten, okay, from LinkedIn. And I'm not looking for a job, okay? It is literally because of the networking. It is literally, LinkedIn has taken me global. Marcia mentioned it before. I get to talk with LinkedIn. Well, I'll call them experts. I don't even call myself a LinkedIn expert, okay? Because there's so many things going on with LinkedIn and so much, I sometimes make the joke that if you can find a LinkedIn expert, give them $1, because I'm telling you, there really is no such thing as one person knowing everything there is to know about LinkedIn. But I get to talk with all of these people all over the world, and it's just an amazing opportunity. I get to teach people all over the world. I mentioned, to Marcia before we started this, back when we talked a day or two ago, that I've done seminars that were from 6 people to 600 people. Okay, last June of 2021, I get to do a seminar for 600 people in Israel. It was just phenomenal. I can't tell you. You can, if an old guy like me can do it, I'm sure you guys can do it. It's just a matter of being there often enough and learning how to use the tool. Okay, it really is. Okay, it's unbelievable.
Well, this was incredible knowledge that you shared with us so generously. And it was fascinating. It was relevant. It was useful. It was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Lots of, I
No.
hope, hopefully you are saving the chat as well, because there are lots of notes of appreciation in there for you.
I see it popping up in the chat. Thank you.
All right. Any final question? Then thank you so much, Jeff. We'll look forward to having you back again in another year minus.
Anytime you're ready. I'm
Because
ready
this
to go.
is such important stuff, and it's so
As you can
relevant
tell,
to
I
John's.
hate doing this.
Awesome. All right. A huge round of applause for Jeff
Thank
for
you so
all
much.
of this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.